What up, fellow headbangers? Welcome to the Greasiest of all time. I'm Rob O'Day, and today we've got Ashes to Emperor from Hawkesbury, Ontario. How are you guys doing today?
Good, you?
Good,
Not too
thanks.
bad. Why don't you introduce yourself and let everyone know how you guys came together?
Ben?
Yeah. Yeah, start with the Mart.
My name is Mart. I play drums and ashestoemperor.
I'm Carl playing bass.
And I'm Matt, vocals and guitar. We started in back in March 2020 when all this lockdown thing started. So we started a project just for fun and ended up producing a full album as the world collapsed, which is out on all platforms. So yeah, that's where we come from.
It's definitely a solid album. If you guys haven't checked it out too, go check it out because I love it. I've been sessioning it hard.
Nice.
Like legit, like just cruising around listening to it. It's a solid album. Like I was gonna comment the drums, like as a drummer, man, you are insane. Solid
Thanks,
playing
man.
from all levels too. Like you guys are absolutely like tight, especially some for starting in March 2020. Like that means I mean you guys must have had prior bands and experience because your writing ability just it blends so well and so smoothly for being such a new band, right?
Yeah, we all played in different bands back then. Ben was in the other bands, and we're all from a metalcore scene back in 2009, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Before
we
that.
haven't played for a while. We took a long break, and since we didn't have anything to do, we contacted Mark and started the project.
That's awesome. I mean, well, thank you guys for getting back together and starting some music. With you guys starting basically right as lockdown happened for Canada around that time. How have you guys been able to progress? Because there's no shows. We're in the same situation. We had two shows before lockdown happened. So have you guys been able to? How have you progressed with your marketing and gaining fans and exposure?
Well, we thought that the best way was just to like be very active on the social medias.
Yeah.
So we started with Facebook and ended up. I think Instagram right now is working the best for us.
Yeah, that's I find Instagram is the one I'm having a hard time with
Really?
gaining. Yeah, I find that we did a TikTok because I follow Gary V, and Gary V said TikTok is the next platform. So I trusted him, and I mean you get a good response off that from a younger base, but I mean I'm 30 years old, so I don't want to appeal to just a younger base. I kind of want to go to the whole world, right? And I think
Yeah, yeah.
social media makes that a lot easier for us prior than like when we were in 2009 scene where you had MySpace and it was you got picked up real quickly, but it flooded and now we have a huge market that's impossible to get heard in.
Yep. Yeah, MySpace was cool though.
Yeah, it definitely was beneficial. How is the scene out in Ontario and Eastern Canada?
Well, where we come from, it's a small town. We used to have a very big scene back in the emo days.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could get like 300 kids every weekends there, and it was a pretty good scene. And
Yeah.
Ottawa is not that bad, but like we're really aiming to start our shows in Montreal, which is a bigger middle scene.
Yeah, definitely. The music scene in Montreal is insane.
Yeah. So I think once the shows start back, we're gonna try and start in Ottawa and Montreal, sorry, in our hometown here,
Mm-hmm.
do a CD release and stuff like that. But
That's wicked.
I don't know how's the scene right now here in the the town. There hasn't been any bands like in the last couple of years, so I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
it's weird. Music scene used to be so big in Canada. Like I remember I'm from BC, so I grew up with Stutterfly, Bleeding
Yeah,
Alarm, and like those guys, I was like 13 years old going to their shows, hitchhiking to their shows. And like Stutterfly picked me up going to one of their shows. So it was like as a kid growing up in a scene like that and seeing the scene now, it's almost heartbreaking because you grew up with such a wicked scene and then it just died over
yeah,
a 10-year span.
yep.
So yeah, with everything online, you guys have just been utilizing social media then, hey?
Yep, that's the only thing we can do right now.
Yeah, in marketing, I find a lot of bands, it's either this is your break point. Either you turn it to a business and you proceed, or you just let it die, which is
Yep.
really unfortunate because like how long have all of us been trying to make it, right?
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
yeah, so I mean, your guys' sound is it's solid and super unique, especially for being Canadian, because most Canadian bands will stick to a not so melodic metal, as where you guys I find have that ability. What influenced you the most in your writing? Like which bands and or concepts and thought processes?
We don't really have a boundary. We can go to like Iron Maiden, In Flames, Dark Tranquility. As for me on drums, I'm more of a death metal, so we kind of blend all styles together.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely felt In Flames, and that's one of my favorite bands. And I was just like, yeah, I think that's why I was drawn to you guys, was that more European metal style, but out of Canada. And I was like, this is really cool.
That's what we're hearing a lot. That we sound more like European.
Oh, definitely.
So,
Especially vocals. Like your vocals are killer.
oh,
And
thanks,
that's
man.
it's like I mean, it's hard to a lot of bands I find now have the same sounding vocalists. Like it's the technique, I guess. We're all learning the same technique from Melissa Cross or whatever, and it kind of creates that ball. But it's nice to see singers break out of it and kind of have their own style as a vocalist.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. If you guys could open up for any band, who do you think it would be?
Oh man, that's a
Mimi
tough
Guérin.
question. Um, I would really love to open like for In Flames, which it's one of my favorite bands. I really love Trivium.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Definitely.
that's my
I'll go with
biggest
Iron
inspiration.
Maiden.
Yeah,
I'll go with Iron Maiden.
Right. Could you imagine
But
meeting
yeah.
meeting Sir Bruce? Like, oh man, he's legendary.
Oh yeah,
yeah, sure.
No, that's funny. Yeah, definitely. In Flames would be one of the ones I'd want to open for.
oh yeah.
Or so like I was listening to them at like 11 years old and just fell in love with like Jester's Race, and I'm just like addicted since and haven't lost that. In the music industry right now, with it being so messed up, and as like one of the prior bands I interviewed said, elitist. What is one thing that you guys would change in the music industry right now?
I don't know. Like I think there's good things that change too. Like yes, you don't sell CDs anymore and stuff like that, but it's pretty much easier to get exposure from like Spotify and stuff like that. You just share your links, you try and promote it as much possible in the social media, and you end up getting views and listens. So it's pretty good for that. And I'm pretty sure once the show starts back, people will like be anxious to go see shows, so they'll end up watching all the small bands and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be good. I think once it starts back.
Yeah, I definitely think that we're on a verge of a metal revolution, I guess,
Yeah,
because like everyone from pop artists to commercials are using metal in the background now, or using metal in some form. So I definitely think that after this will be a huge explosion of new bands and a new style and genres. And that's what I'm kind of waiting for, is to see what comes out of COVID, like a 2-year lockdown with musicians just stuck writing.
yeah,
Oh man, it's going to be like, it gives me goosebumps to think about, because there's some gnarly bands out there that are undiscovered.
yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people will be anxious to support the local scene too. Once the smaller venues starts making shows and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure people will be anxious to go there.
Yeah, I definitely know all my friends are going crazy. At this point, they're just like live streaming just to hang out with people.
Yeah,
It's like everything's just so nuts. And I mean, I hope it chills out soon, because it'd be nice to perform for summer.
Yeah, that's one thing. The live streaming. We're currently looking for equipment and maybe start doing live streaming. Just 3 more jams or just a song there or whatever, just to keep active.
Yeah, there's actually we were in contact with they're kind of a unique label, but they don't want to classify themselves as a label, but they're from Ontario and they actually have a place where you can perform, you like rent it and do live streams. So maybe I'll forward you guys their information and you can get in contact because then it
Yeah,
just
cool, man.
you can set it up and do a performance live.
Nice.
Cool. Is there anything you guys want to tell the viewers or the world?
Well,
Yeah.
we're currently working on a new EP. We had time to make another 6 songs, 6, 7 songs, something like that. So it's coming out in spring, and it's pretty damn good. Honestly, I think it's a step up from As a War Collapse.
Oh man, I'm stoked. Then you guys definitely got to send me that, and we'll put it on the website.
Cool. Yeah, and we're sharing some teasers on Instagram. So if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I'll post all your guys' links and stuff down if you want to send them over. I'll put them in the description.
Cool. Thanks.
And then
man.
link everybody and on our Facebook, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Cool.
Cool guys, it was nice to meet you and good talking to you.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thanks for the
Thank you
invite.
for having us.
Yeah, no worries. I'll talk to you guys again.
All right.
Have a nice
Peace.
day.
Have a good time.
Maybe-
Bye.
Mimi,
Bye.
yeah, like.